So let me just preface this by saying that I am so very happy to have been tagged by the creator of this tag, and she is Infinite Bookish, and I'm going to leave her link down below. And thank you for this opportunity to talk about one of my favorite things in accordance with books, because it's always fun. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I am going to be doing the Thank You Avengers book tag, which, as I said, was created by Infinite Bookish, and she did me the huge favor of tagging me in the first round of this tag so I could do it for you guys. And what I decided to do was talk a little bit about why I really wanted to do this tag and why Avengers is important to me in a way, and then actually do the tag. So first of all, I just want to tell you that until I wave this little thing where I have my prompts in the air, there might be spoilers for Avengers Endgame in this conversation. So if you have not seen Avengers Endgame, just mute this video until I start waving around with the paper like crazy. Or just don't watch it altogether, because if you're a Marvel fan, I deeply, truly recommend that you do not let yourself get spoiled for this movie, because this was one of the greatest movies that I have ever seen. So yeah, you just go and watch it. Okay, so first of all, what I wanted to say is the reason why I really approached her and told her that I wanted to do this tag, and I really wanted to do this tag, so from here on, spoilers if you didn't comprehend the situation. As I was saying, I really wanted to do this tag because I am very thankful to these superhero movies and to Avengers in general. This is because I was not a person that grew up on comic books. I grew up with comic books in a way, but not superhero comic books. So as I was growing up, my dad read to me a lot of Tintin and other sort of Belgian creations. So I knew what comic books were, but I didn't know what comic books were, if you know what I mean. So I read also a lot of manga, but not entirely this. So the only superhero movies that I actually seen were the early Spider-Man, the 3 Spider-Man movies, also the Christopher Nolan Batmans, and Iron Man 1. And I had pretty much zero, or maybe I've watched Maybe. I'm not sure if I watched the Avengers, the first one, on TV, or if I had no idea what that was. But that was the only thing that I knew about superheroes, and it wasn't a specific genre that I really sought out and really enjoyed. But when I met my boyfriend, which was something like 5 years and some months ago, he works at a comic book store. He absolutely loves Marvel and he really enjoys superheroes. And because he makes an effort to actually like and procure stuff that I actually do like, I decided to make an effort to try and understand why he liked it so much. And for that reason, we marathoned together all of the movies until the point where Marvel was at the time, so 5 years before this time. And after that, we pretty much watched all of the movies with his friends in the cinema or just together. And because of that, although I didn't grow up with Marvel and I was not a comic superhero fan, I became one, not just to please my boyfriend, but it was something that we did together, and it was something that was awesome and really cool. And it was something that I started to see that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the heroes, I enjoyed the complex characters, I enjoyed the complex dynamics between heroes and villains. And even though not all of the Marvel movies are my favorites, obviously, I really liked the characters. So I had seen Avengers Infinity War, and I was broken by Avengers Infinity War, although not as much as Endgame. And obviously we wanted to go see Endgame together, so we did. And we went, and spoiler alert, again, if you're still here, I was devastated. He had already seen Avengers Endgame, and he went again with me. And I cried. He did not say a word. I was not spoiled. I didn't know anything. And I cried from second 1 when Hawkeye's family disappears until the end. But the end murdered me, because Iron Man died, and Iron Man was the character that I knew better because it was the only one that I've actually seen one of the movies previously to all of the situation of actually seeing them. And he was indeed my favorite character. So this Endgame movie hurt my soul so much. And because of that, because I was able to feel like it was a beautiful movie and I was able to appreciate it as a work of art and as an end to something that I did not grow up with but had a huge impact in my life and also in my relationship with my boyfriend, I really wanted to do this tag, and he's probably watching this video and he's laughing at me, but I don't care. I'm sentimental that way, and I do want to see Endgame again. I really do not want to go see it in movies because I don't have the money to go and watch the same movie twice, but I am just, I love it. And so, now we're out of spoilers. People, everyone, we're out of spoilers. You can come back. Okay, so those were the longest 6 minutes of your life, I imagine. But if they were not, well, welcome again if they were, and if they were not, let's just proceed into the tag. So this tag basically has 6 questions. Each of the 6 questions or prompts are each one of the 6 main Avengers. So I believe no Guardians of the Galaxy and no Black Panther and nothing like that. So the main Avengers, the main beginning characters that gave birth to this era of Marvel. And for each of one, there's a prompt that relates to one of them. So be careful because Infinite Bookish actually said that in the 5th question, but I will remind you again, there can be spoilers for Endgame if you haven't seen it, so I'm going to try not to do it, but I will warn you in case that comes up. So let's just get into it. So question number 1 is my favorite character, Tony Stark, Iron Man, also known as the Genius, and it is a character from a book or whatever that you believe is creative or creates things. So for this one, I chose Morgan Crow from Nevermore. She is just a little girl, but she's incredibly creative in all of the ways that she uses to surpass the challenges that feel like are way up her and that she will never be able to do, but she always finds a way. She's very creative, she's amazing, and she might be also able to create things because of some plot twists that happen in the end of this. So I'm not going to tell you anything else if you haven't read Nevermore. The Charles Morgan Crow, you should. It's a beautiful middle grade. It's by Jessica Townsend, and yeah, so more good. Question number 2 is Steve Rogers, Captain America or the Super Soldier, and it is a character who is invincible or immortal. For this one, we could go with tropes like vampire characters or stuff like that, but I really did not want to go there, so I decided to give a twist to this question. And I decided to say Victor Vale by Vicious from V. Schwab, sort of, because he's not really immortal, but, and that's all I'm going to say, and he's pretty much invincible because he's super smart. And I have not read Vengeful, so I'm not spoiling you, but I do not believe that anything wrong is going to happen to him in Vengeful. So I know that I'm stretching here, but I will do the stretch, if you know what I mean. So yeah. How weird is it that I just used an anti-hero in a prompt about a superhero? Yep. So the 3rd question is Thor, God of Thunder, and it's a character born with extraordinary power. And for this one, I'm going to say Spencer from Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I'm not going to tell you why, because it could be considered a spoiler, or if that's a real power, or just a power metaphorically. So just discover for yourself, but yeah. Spencer. Question number 4 is Bruce Banner, the Hulk or the Mad Scientist, and that is a smart, really bright character, which you can also say it's kind of sort of a similar thing to the Iron Man thing, but I get where they're going. And for that one, I'm gonna go with Laszlo Strange from Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. He is one of the smartest characters that I've ever read about, and he is a scholar, he is such a beautiful cinnamon roll, and I love him, and yeah, Laszlo Strange. Question number 5, and this is the part where supposedly in the formulae of the question you can be spoiled. So if you do not want to be spoiled for Endgame, I will put my finger up when the part of the spoiler will come. So Question number 5 is about Natasha Romanoff, or the Black Widow, the Master Assassin. And that is a female character who is strong and fierce and, spoiler, willing to sacrifice herself for the ones that she loves. End of spoiler. And for this, I'm going to go one of my favorite trilogies, which is the Black Jewels trilogy by Anne Bishop. This is the first book, Daughter of the Blood, but there's 2 more. And I'm going to say that Janelle Angeline from this trilogy, she is such the epithet of strong female character who is so freaking fierce. And I really wanted to mention this series because nobody gives it the love it deserves. And Bishop is a great urban fantasy and also high fantasy author. And I hear no one talking about this series, which is pretty much the first series that she ever wrote. And it's great. It's amazing. I actually got it signed because I'm such a fan. And Janelle Angeline is my idol, is the epithet of everything that I really wanted to be and I'm not, sort of. So, yeah. And finally, question number 6 is Clint Barton, Hawkeye, or the Arrow guy, whatever you want to call him. And that is a character who is very confident in themselves. Again, I could say a myriad of characters like Victor Vale, for instance, who is very confident in himself. Like Will Herondale, for instance, who is also very confident on himself. And even Clary from The Mortal Instruments, who is stupidly confident on herself. But I am going to say Kvothe from Patrick Rothfuss' The Name of the Wind, because he knows that he has the ability to perceive and to do stuff, that he can do stuff, and is pretty much confident on himself. Although throughout the series, some of the things that happens to him make him waver a little bit on that confidence, but he knows he can do it. He knows he's the better one. He's the best at what he can do. And so obviously he's very confident in himself. So that's going to be it for the Thank You Avengers book tag. And I am so very happy to have done this. And thank you again to Infinite Bookish for tagging me in her tag. And as I said, I'm going to leave her a link down below, her account and her channel, and you should all go follow her because she is awesome and she's a geek like all of us, so extra points for her. So that's going to be all for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know that I haven't done a tag in a while, although I've been tagging other stuff by other people. I don't remember, I have to go check that out, but I just decided to do this one because, again, Avengers Endgame was really, really a truly important film for me and I really enjoyed it, and so I wanted to say thank you in the way that I could. So yeah, bye guys!